Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. Tonight I'm going to be doing a video on something that's been requested, not actually just through YouTube, but over the years I've been asked by friends and coworkers to kind of give them some tips on how to determine a authentic Louis Vuitton bag versus a fake one. And I'm not going to proclaim to be any kind of expert or anything like this. The tips I'm going to show are just things that I've learned in the last, few years. There's websites out there. I mean, if you Google the topic, I believe there's actually a couple of websites that do very, very good, thorough tutorials on, how to determine the authentic versus the fake. And also, I'm doing the video actually not to offend anyone, because I think if you want to buy not just Louis Vuitton, but, there are imitation Gucci, imitation Coach. It's kind of, whatever your preference is. As long as you're going to be comfortable carrying it around and it's going to serve the purpose, that's really what, the purpose of a purse in a bag is supposed to be. But again, I do get questions, and I was asked a couple times already that, this would be a great tutorial to put on YouTube. So, so I'm just going to show you some really quick tips that, like I said, that I've just kind of picked up over the last few years. Pretty simple. I only own 2 Louis Vuitton purses, and one was my mom's. But I will start off by, just kind of showing you what I know. This is the only one that, I personally buy. It's my Cabas piano. One of the things that is going to be kind of obvious with a real authentic Louis Vuitton is that it is going to come in the dust bag. And so this is my purse. And one of the sure or close to foolproof ways to tell an authentic versus an imitation is just looking at the seams. If you look at the seams and go down the seams, you will see that everything matches up. You've got the stars next to the stars, or the crosses next to the crosses, the diamonds, the stars again, the circles, and so on. And basically with an imitation bag, you might see like the circle next to the star, or just 2 different patterns, just not lining up. And the reason for that is because supposedly, if this is true, when Louis Vuitton makes their bags, they, I believe, use one piece of material. So when you think about it, no matter how it's cut up so that it will form the bag, just sewing the seams together and, putting whatever, the trim, everything should match up. Otherwise, it basically are different pieces of material that were just kind of sewn on together. So, my mom's, you can kind of tell the same thing. This one's a little easier to tell just because there's this one long piece of leather going down, but you can see that you've got stars all the way down, and everything just sort of is I don't know if the word's congruent, but everything is gonna look like it's one piece of material. Yeah, it might have been cut at one point so that this trim could be sewn on, but the seams are going to match. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it. Again, I know there's other websites that go over this and have a much better description of how I'm saying it, but that's one way. And the dust bag also, of course. The other thing that I get asked a lot is if the leather straps are supposed to darken in time, and the answer is yes. So this can be hard to tell. I mean, you kind of have to be looking at, sometimes you have to be looking at the imitation and the authentic one side by side, because if you're really not paying attention, you're not really going to notice. I don't think you'll notice that much the darkening of the straps and the leather trim, unless it's, even when you buy it brand new, the leather will be pretty light, but I mean it's going to darken over time, and it darkens to that like honey color. So if you kind of see a bag that kind of seems to have stayed the same color for after several months of use, then that's pretty much an indication that it's not authentic. And then also just the stitching on a fake one, the stitching is going to fray. It's this is also hard to describe unless you're looking at it side by side, but the stitching's not going to look right. So that's going to be another indicator that the bag is most likely not authentic, and that it's just like an imitation. So those are my tips. I hope that was helpful to some of you, especially the ones that have requested, thought that would be a good video to put out there. Again, I hope this doesn't offend anyone, because I've like I said, it's really up to the person what kind of purse they want to carry around, how much they want to pay. A purse serves its purpose, but again, there are just some men and women and men out there that are just kind of curious, like, come on, how do you really tell without the price tag? So yeah, if you have questions or comments, feel free to leave a comment down below, or send me a private message. That'd be cool. And yeah, again, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys really soon. Okay, bye.